snake on the internet, wrong. Anyone that took a picture and posted on there, immediately go to jail. Now, don't pass go straight to jail for the rest of your life, all right? Our job as a society of adults is to protect the children, period. No excuses, no other reasons. We protect the children, all right? You got it? Protect the children. I have 2 kids. Even before I had 2 kids, I was always nuts with protecting the children. Now I have 2 kids, I'm even more nuts. Protect the children. Australia, though, is going to start filtering sites based on what they think is child porn. Well, it's an open and cut case. It's clear. If child porn is child porn, keep it off. But does someone have the right to filter all your results like China does? What if you're looking at a website and you want to look up breastfeeding or breast cancer? That's always been a big debate in the public libraries. Maybe someone has breast cancer and they want to look that up. And Australia says, well, we don't think that's right. There's nothing to do with children. They just don't think it's right. I don't think that's right. At what point, this is a human that's blocking it. So Australia is not saying they're going to block breast cancer pictures, but that was a big debate years ago, and it still is. Oh, they're also saying excessive violence, instructions in crime or drug use, and advocacy of terrorism. That is a very broad spectrum that leads up to the hands of the person filtering that gives them the right to filter. So I don't know. There's a lot of people protesting. If they do it in Australia, that's a civilized country. When do they do it here? All right? All the bad porn is already blocked. Hey, look, like again, anyone under 18, if you shot it, if you filmed it, if you put it online, go to jail. Protect those people. I mean, you mess up those kids' head for life. Why would you do that? I can't even watch a movie where someone's being cruel to children. Children and animals, I'm a sucker for. When I used to be on TV, I had a regular job at NBC. Any charity that would call and say, Dan, would you do our charity? Would you do this? I'd say, yes. I don't care what I'm doing, yes. Back then, my big part of my day was working out. I had to work out for hours every day and lay out in the sun and ride my bike. But when it came to charities, always would do them. If it came to charity, anything to do with kids, forget it. I'd pay my own way to get there. When people would come watch my show, I'd always go out of my way to treat them to a dinner or try to get them something special or, make a big deal. Anything to do with children and sick children, forget it. We used to shoot my show in Las Vegas. I remember a girl came with her mother and her neighbor, and she had brain cancer, and she drove like 10 hours to watch a show. It was one of her favorite shows, Caesar's Challenge, what I was doing. And afterwards, the producers introduced me to this girl and her mother and her sister. And I said, hey, this is great. Where are you staying? I've got some, I've got some coupons for a free dinner. It's a great restaurant here. Let me give you that. And they said, oh, we have to drive back. We don't have the money to stay in a hotel or anything. I said, that's silly. So I went to the front desk at Caesar's Palace. I said, let them take my room and give me a small room. They said, no, we're not that filled up. We'll give them a nice room. So they gave them like a room, $2,000 a night, some fantastic, suite. They walked in there, said it was 3 times the size of their house. And, it took me probably 20 minutes to negotiate at the front desk saying, would you please give them a room? I'll do anything you want. Just give it to them. I didn't have the money to give them a room, but it cost them nothing. It was a huge thing. I know a lot of people said, well, why would you do that? I said, are you kidding me? If you have the power to do good things for people, do it. It didn't cost Caesars anything. Matter of fact, here I am talking about Caesar's Palace 15 years later and what great people they were. There's a plug for them. I'm sure this girl and her family talked about how great Caesars were. I'm sure they said, hey, Dan's a great guy too, which is cool, but that's not the reason I did it. You have to do, I'm off on a tangent here. This is not technology, but I'm going to say it anyway. So you got to do good things for people, period. All right? Good things to good people. Bad people, don't bother with them. All right? I don't know what to say, don't bother with them. So that is Australia. People are nuts. They're already doing it in China. People are nuts there. I don't get it. I was in Perth, Australia, spent a summer there. Great place. And the internet wasn't there when I was there, so that was 20 years ago. Tell me your feelings. Dan at tiptopwebsite.com. Let me know. I know you don't want your stuff blocked, and you should be able to choose, what's going on and what you can read. You need to be able to read everything to educate yourself, but no looking at bad pictures. All right? Global warming. You notice I'm not pushing the pause button or the stop button. I'm rolling. One take here. Global warming. Is it real? Al Gore says it is. Al Gore got a Nobel Peace Prize, Academy Award. Hey, global warming. It's real. Those darn Hummers, they're messing up the atmosphere. I don't know. A lot of people are saying baloney, nonsense. So who are those people? Here's an article here I'm going to show you. 650 world-renowned international scientists say baloney. A lot of those guys have Nobel Prizes too for research in science and science discovery, saying it's baloney. It's a cycle we're on. If you look at the history of the Earth, we're on a cycle. Spewing out some diesel from an old Volkswagen car is not going to cause global warming. I don't know where you live, but if you live in the East Coast or the Midwest right now, you know it's freezing. I'll tell you how cold it is. It is. I want to get this right here. I'm opening up all these windows because Windows crashed me here. The worst inaugural weather for 100 years coming up here for Obama. The worst weather in 100 years. Well, it's global warming. It should be 75 degrees out. I think Nixon had, what did Nixon have? Gerald Ford. Gerald Ford, that's 89 degrees. Reagan, 55 degrees. So Obama, maybe 5 degrees. Not 5 degrees because of him. That's the weather. It's freezing. They're setting record temperatures of, I said it before, all over Europe, all over America, all over the world. Record cold temperatures. Is that global warming? You tell me. Do some research on it. Don't just take, someone does a documentary, some guy with a beard does a documentary. Al Gore is a very sharp guy. He's a highly intelligent guy, highly well-spoken. Does that make sense? Very well-spoken. Do I believe him? I'm not a scientist. I'm going to research it more. He sounds convincing, but so do these other people. I read the book, State of Fear by Michael Crichton. Bestseller on Amazon, #2 on the New York Times bestseller list. I read it and also listened to it on Audible, audible.com. I think I got it through iTunes. You go to iTunes, click on Store, click on Books, State of Fear. You can download and listen to books. I think I got it on audible.com. Audible.com. AUDIBLE. Amazon bought them. Listen to a bestseller on your iPod or MP3 player. First 3 months, only $7.49 a month, or you can buy books one at a time. State of Fear. Let me see the price. State of Fear, Michael Crichton. Regular price, $17.63. Learn how to get this for $7.49. Otherwise, I want to sell you a membership. So, State of Fear, Michael Crichton. Now, he's the same guy. This book, State of Fear, is all about how global warming is a bunch of nonsense. Total nonsense. I'm not going to use other adjectives. Just total nonsense. He's saying. He got a lot of people pumped up about it. Now, Michael Crichton also wrote Jurassic Park. So if you really think there's an island out there with dinosaurs, all right? But this book is pretty convincing, and it's supposed to be fact-based. So check it out. Don't always just take people's word for it. Find out what's going on. Driving to work this morning, I saw a sign that said, "Who killed the electric car?" It's a free movie playing in a playhouse. That's a great little documentary, Who Killed the Electric Car. You also say, did we really land on the moon? Did we land on the moon? I don't know. I just saw a Mythbusters. Those guys? Mythbusters, just a special, did we land on the moon? Simple. Listen, I don't know if we landed on there or not. I never used to think we did. First, I did. Then I didn't think we did. And then I tried to ask Tom Cruise, and I couldn't get a hold of him. I asked